It's back. The Savage 99, or in this case, the 1899C. Um, yeah, just a quick update. I was curious, maybe some people want to comment on how their firearms are working now with these actions, the magazines on these. Mine works good. I've cycled a bunch of times. I have shot it, but only once. That's the last time I adjusted it. I'm planning to do a little outdoor video, which I probably will take this next week, and that's where I got the little sporterized thing out. But yeah, and I was also curious if I don't know if anybody knows, if anybody would want to comment, or if you could, if any had any experience as far as the value of some of these older 1899s. What's the A or the C? I've seen them go anywhere, like listed anywhere on auctions for up to almost $2,000 and as low as like 700 or 800. But they don't pop up that much. Not these early ones, And my experience of taking them to a gun shop, the local guy didn't really feel comfortable because he wasn't familiar with it. Honestly, they're not that. They're pretty rare because, like the one guy who's pretty knowledgeable, I think, of firearms. At first, he didn't know what he was looking at. I mean, he because of the style of this stock, which is different than a lot of later 99s. He was totally confused. He thought somebody had changed the stock. And I'm not, trying to say he doesn't know anything. It's just that this is an obscure firearm. He was, I was trying to tell him. I told him 10 times. I said, "The stock is original. The stock is original." I said that I was 100% sure, and he was like trying to tell me no. And I was looking at the books and I was telling him. I said, "It's the original stock. You'll find it." Eventually, he found it. That this is a 99C, and that's the style of stock that they had on the 99C and the 3030. Maybe some other rounds, and but they said they are fairly obscure. And the other time I don't even want to comment. I mean, I went to a bigger shop just to see if, like I said, if I could get an idea of value, and the guy was just trying to, scam me, to buy it for parts, trying to tell me it was shot out. This is the same guy who tried to sell me a shot out gun one time, so I don't even know why I bothered to go to the Zags anyway. But anyway, if somebody knows, if had any experience, with one of these being sold, I'd be curious in recent times, because I have a hard time. I don't have any books, and I don't even know if the books, unless it's really recent, would be helpful, because the value on these style any American gun, from this era or earlier is a lot of almost any firearm, antique firearms have gone crazy, the value. I mean, gun 22s that were selling for $100. 10 years ago, now selling for 500, 600 at auctions. I've seen it. I'm not even talking like online, like some virtual. I'm talking like sit down auctions, within 50 miles distance of you that I've been to in the last year or two. Excuse me. And they were selling, and the firearms have gone up that much in value locally, which is strange with this. But like I said, this is more of an obscure gun. It's one thing, like I said, I'm not that familiar with. I have a friend that did it for years, but his books are old, that's what he even told me, and but if somebody get an idea, I'd be interested. If they've had any experience with any of these earlier 1899s that's recently being sold. Anyway, mine's working good. Like I said, I haven't any problems. Like I said, just keep it clean. I hope yours is working well. I said, look for it. I keep yawning. I have to sleep. Look for the video I look into, doing shoot a few rounds through it. Barrel in action, that's good. No problems with that as far as shooting 30-30. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear anybody, too, if they have any of these earlier ones, and what the comments, if you don't mind. What 30-30 you have, or not 33. I'm sorry. Any what Savage you might have, but it's 99 or 1899. You know, because, you know, they made it for almost 100 years. Don't make them anymore though. Oh. Yeah, apparently, I think I heard. Was it the Savage? I think, yeah, they were saying that they stopped making them, and then they like they had I guess apparently like got rid of everybody and manufacturing and whatever, and then of course, and this was like I think at the time when things were starting to slow down in the firearm industry. Of course, in the last 10 years, things have picked up quite significantly. And then they would think about, oh, well, we can go back to making them. Well, apparently they can't because they don't have the toolings or the people know how to make them anymore, so they can't even make them anymore. But that is, you don't think about things like that. But there are things that, even things that have been made in the past, it wouldn't be. I mean, they could make them, but what they're saying is because it wouldn't be cost effective. You know, like if they had to make them, they would have to be made as like some special edition expensive firearm because they probably have to almost make them by hand. Or retool them, which would be almost as expensive a process either way, because they were stupid enough not to hold on to the toolings or keep some of the people and make them in a limited edition or something. Well, they had all this stuff there. Maybe cut back their manufacturing a little bit. They decided, and that was a big mistake. It happens in a lot of industries, I guess. Anyway, like I said, I hope my video has been helpful for you, and if you can. Tell me a little, info about, any experience you've had with selling any of these, buying and selling them. I mean, I'm just curious. Like I said, I don't have any intention of selling it, It's definitely a keeper, I like the design of the gun. I like the way it shoots and shoots straight, And it's not, it's collectible, so. I'm going to give it to my son someday, Yeah. Thanks for watching.